Okay, the topic of this video is the axial and appendicular skeleton. Here are the standards and objectives. Pause and peruse. Okay, the axial skeleton. What exactly does that mean? It forms the longitudinal axis of the human body. So it contains 80 bones. Don't have to worry about that number necessarily, just you need to know the parts. So the bones of the skull, the bones of the cranium, plus the bones of your face. The ossicles, those are in your inner ear. The hyoid bone, remember this one, plus all of your vertebrae, the rib cage, and the sternum, right? Your heart protector, right there, your sternum. Okay, the axial skeleton. It creates a framework. It supports and protects organs in the dorsal and ventral cavities. So specifically for dorsal, the cranial cavity plus the vertebral cavity, and for ventral cavity, specifically the thoracic. It provides areas for muscles to attach to that allow us to adjust our head, our neck, our trunk, perform respiratory movements, so thinking the diaphragm, also to stabilize and position our appendicular skeleton. So the appendicular skeleton, it forms our limbs, so our arms and our legs. It forms the attachment sites of the limbs, so not just the limbs, but also where they attach. So 126 bones, again, don't need to worry about the number. It's our upper limbs, our lower limbs, plus the pectoral girdle, which is what attaches the upper limbs, and the pelvic girdle, which is what attaches the lower limbs. So the clavicle is part of which skeleton? That's appendicular. It's part of the pectoral or shoulder girdle. The hyoid, that's axial. The ossicles, also axial. The femur, appendicular, it's part of your leg. The cervical vertebrae, axial, doesn't matter which vertebrae they are. The humerus, that's appendicular, it's one of your arm bones. And there you have it. That's the axial and appendicular skeleton. We are going to get into greater detail of the bones in a later lesson. So I do hope you learned something new today.